Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So we are back with the Greater Good, and this time it's the faction focus on the Tau Empire. The other day we went through Shadowed Sun, but this time we get to go through all the nice jazzy stuff out there previewing us, Relics, Stratagems, and there's a few little nice things in here where you can make customized Septs, which is pretty awesome. So let's jump in and let's get started. So the article says, Codex Tau Empire gave your Tau Empire army extra rules if all units in an detachment were from the same Sept, but what if you didn't want to use one of the 5 main Septs or Farsight Enclaves? What if you wanted to use one of the lesser Septs, or you wanted to make your own? It says, well, good news. The Greater Good allows you to choose your own Sept and select 2 rules to create a new Sept tenant. Fans of the XV104 Riptide and XV88 Broadside battlesuits will definitely want to pick stabilization systems so they can move and still fire in full effect. And we'll get into that in a second. First things first, that is really cool that you can make your own Septs now. That's just like what happened with the Space Marines, where you can make your own chapter. You can select like the best of the best from whatever you want and go in and just make something fun. I've seen this at a lot of tournaments. I've seen people doing narrative games. People have like made their own, Space Marine chapters from like the Raven Guard, but they're also fans of the Ultramarine, so they took a little bit from both and used it, and it turns out great. So it's good that more armies are getting this, and I'm sure that it will benefit Tau very highly indeed. Now let's look at that stabilization systems. It says threats that stand against the Tau Empire are married. To defeat them requires speed and firepower in equal measure. When resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon by a battlesuit model with this tenant, that model does not suffer the penalty for moving and firing heavy weapons. Oh, that's pretty cool then. So it's kind of like what I get in my Executioner tank. I can move that and stuff, and I think it was called Blessing of the Omnissiah or something, where you can move and not be affected by heavy weapons and stuff. I completely forgot what it's called. There's also another one. It says, if you enjoy gunning down enemies with massed fields of fire as they charge you, then Soldiers in Arms is for you. People will definitely think twice before charging your gun line now. So Soldiers in Arms, it says, increase the range for the Greater Good ability to 9 inches for units with this tenant. That is very good. Well, the thing is, I don't really charge armies, since I am kind of a ranged army myself with all my Stalker Bolters and all the DACA that I can have as an Imperial Fist. I think if I ever play a Tau player, it's just going to be it's basically who can throw out the most firepower and just DACA each other from a distance. I don't think there's going to be absolutely any charging involved at all. Just finish it off, it says, whatever tactics your set prefers, you'll be able to create tenants that reflect the way you like to bring enlightenment to the galaxy's more ignorant races. God damn, I hate the Tau. Just like I said before, looks like what people have done with the chapters. They pick and choose, they make their own that suits their playstyle, and they just go on and they start purging. It really is awesome. Again, if you played Space Marines, you'll understand like how great it can be if used properly. And the next one is prototype weapon systems. Here we go. All the DACA is coming. The Tau never rest on their laurels, and the Earthcast have been busy deploying weapons and equipment for the Warlords of the Empire. Keep enemy reinforcements away from your lines, and it says in brackets where you can shoot them more easily with an advanced EM scrambler for the EV95 Ghost Keel battlesuit. And what this is, it says the XV95 Ghost Keel battlesuit model, enemy units that are set up on the battlefield as reinforcements cannot be set up within 12 inches of this model. So it's basically kind of like Space Marine Phobos armor then, where if you deploy certain Phobos units, that something can't deep strike down within 12 inches of that, and you just bring in the complete DACA, so they're completely out of charge range unless they've got like 3d6 dice, which is, I think it's what, Assassins only have that or something. I'm sure do Berserkers have that, but again, you can't really charge down Chaos Berserkers. Well, you can now for drop. I'm not too sure. Please fill me in that. But the only real unit I know that can basically just laugh with their charge is like Assassins and maybe Harlequins. Harlequins as well. Don't they get 3d6 charges? Because, it's just those stupid type of systems, which I absolutely hate. And that's just a taste, it says. It says this is just a taste of the new gadgets that the Tau Empire is getting in the Greater Good. Of course, I'll state this a million times. Everything that we've seen here is just a preview. There's going to be a lot more coming. You'll see more guard stuff, and you'll see, of course, Gene Sealer stuff in the coming days as well. But they're just giving you a little tease when it comes to this. And speaking of seizes, the next thing is stratagems. So we have a stratagem for 2 command points, coordinated engagement. Use this stratagem in your shooting phase. Select one XV8 Crisis Battlesuits or XV8 Crisis Bodyguards unit from your army and select one enemy unit until the end of that phase when resolving an attack made by a model in that XV8's Crisis Battlesuit or XV8's Crisis Bodyguard. Bloody hell, you TAL players must have a nightmare remembering your units. So it says the unit against that enemy unit, treat that enemy as having 5 marker light counters. I bloody hate marker lights. It's like, marker lights, here we go. Let's make everything more easy to DACO. God damn TAL. And the next piece of information is on the Farsight Enclaves. It says it's not just the main TAL Empire that are getting new rules in the greater good. The rebellious Commander Farsight and his followers have also developed some different ways to obliterate their enemies. Nice little picture there, Farsight. So you've got a couple of things. It says, for those of you who fight for Farsight are well known for their presence to battle up close and personal. Take advantage of this with your breacher or strike teams by using Danger Close Stratagem. So again, this is 1 command point. Use this stratagem in your shooting phase when a breacher team or strike team unit from your army is chosen to shoot with until the end of that phase when resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon by a model in that unit against an enemy unit within 12 inches, you can re-roll the wound rolls. So a nice little, basically, a lieutenant bonus for your. Actually, no, it's not ones. It's complete re-roll the wound roll. That is actually really, really good. Wow, that is incredible. It's not. Yeah, sorry, I read that as re-roll ones, but it's not. It's completely re-roll the entire wound roll. That is magnificent. Imagine the amount of DACA you're putting down, and you throw it, and you're thinking, I've missed a couple of wounds or something. Deploy this, that's it. You're more or less, statistically, everything's going to be hitting, and you're just going to be bringing pain upon your enemies. We have some Warlord traits, it seems. So a new Farsight Enclaves Warlord trait will help your warriors get to grips with the enemy quicker. Aggressive Tactician means that even more units will be affected when you declare the Monk-Ta or Monk-Ka. Is that how you pronounce it? Bloody hell, with these word Xenos names. So Aggressive Tactician, Commander model only. When this Warlord declares a Monk-Ka, it affects friendly Farsight Enclave units within 12 inches of this Warlord instead of 6 inches. It goes on to say, wait, is this? No, sorry, this is not a Warlord trait. It says, while away from the Tau Empire, Farsight has spent a long time learning the tactics of his enemies. A relic for the Enclaves allow him to pass his knowledge to one of his brothers. So this is a relic, sorry. So this is the Mirror Codex. When resolving an attack made by a model with this relic against a unit that is within 18 inches, you can re-roll the hit roll. Okay, that's pretty cool. Free reroll hit rolls. Kind of like a chapter master thing going on. So yeah, that's always nice. I always love things that give you to reroll your hits or your wound rolls. I think that's one of the greatest things in my arsenal, especially with the amount of DACA I can sling as my Imperial Fist. So if I miss a shot or I miss a wound and I have a chance to reroll that and bring the pain again, then I will always take that over any type of thing. And that's basically all we have for the greater good. The faction focus on the Tau Empire. I'm really looking forward to the next article. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's going to be the Imperial Guard, because I'm wondering what is going on with them. Like, I know it mentioned the Astra Militarum, but that's it. It never mentioned any kind of regiments or anything like that. And for me, I love like Mordy 9 Guard, Vostrian Firstborns, Talon Desert Raiders, all these cool regiments that look the part, which just they make the Imperial Guard at the end of the day. And I actually do think it's really, really crappy that GW has kind of shined away from that, and they're more or less just focus on like Cadia. Like, there's nothing wrong with Cadia at all, but personally, it's these Imperial Guard regiments that attract me to the Imperial Guard, and I'm sure a lot of people will have the same thoughts as me. So I'm really hoping that these regiments will get a lot of love, and also not just rules-wise, but also in the future models-wise as well, because the Imperial Guard are basically the hammer of the Emperor. I know we always squeal about in Space Marines and stuff like that. Space Marines are awesome, but it's the Imperial Guard that are throwing themselves millions and millions and millions of bodies just into enemy fire, just getting absolutely butchered, and they're the ones that are taking the worlds, and you know, it's the Space Marines that come and claim all the glory at the end of the day, because that's what we like to do. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get some awesome stuff for the Imperial Guard in there, and it'll focus on most of the regiments and not just focus on Cadia. But hopefully that will be tomorrow, and I'll be back and I'll be covering that then. Alright, Chaperonios, that is me done for another video. Thank you for coming, thank you for watching as always. If you're a Tau player, what do you like about this? I personally think that one of the coolest things is that you can make your own Septs and stuff, and you know, get the best of both worlds, let's say, make your own little thing, and you can really be powerful. I've seen some absolutely horrendous pairings when it comes to Space Marine successors, picking certain traits and how they perform on the battlefield. It's absolutely disgusting, and we all know that Tau is a shooty force, so I'm sure there's going to be some awful combinations coming from this army in future games and stuff like that. Right, thank you for coming, thank you for watching, see you in a bit, leave your thoughts, feedback in the comment section down below, and we'll have a nice little chat about it down there. See you now, and bye-bye.